of Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center staff attend a 2-day camp held at the Tzu Chi Guandu Grounds. Malaysia Tzu Chi volunteers in Kuala Lumpur visit traditional markets to recruit more people to walk the Tzu Chi path. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. Over the weekend, the Tzu Chi Guandu Grounds hosted a 2-day Unity Consensus Camp for the staff of Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center. The goal is to help the staff cultivate their spirituality and strengthen their resolve to walk the Tzu Chi path.
Charity giving and home visitations are the two main topics at the Unity Consensus Camp held at the Tzu Chi Guandu Grounds. Here, staff of Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center learn to get closer to Tzu Chi's ways, so they may not only cultivate themselves but help others as well.
To be a part of Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center, you must take on your social responsibilities. You have to cultivate compassion and wisdom, and you do so by seeking Dharma waters.
On the first day of the camp, Tzu Chi introduces her book 33 Letters from Africa, which detailed her journey to 5 African nations, their respective social problems and Tzu Chi volunteer service.
I was in South Africa, Lesotho, Zimbabwe, Swaziland, and Mozambique. I told the story as if writing letters addressed to my mother.
Trainees also enjoyed the home visitation training.
I've never done home visitations. I look forward to helping them.
In the future, we will keep you company, all right? Then let us bless each other.
Later, a dozen trainees visit a solitary senior, 86-year-old Mr. Chen. Though suffering from colorectal cancer, the senior becomes quite a chatterbox, seeing so many young visitors.
I've been poor for quite some time. I no longer have friends. So many young people want to come see me touches me deeply.
The trainees also help remove the clutter from the senior's home and then proceed to give it a nice scrub down so Mr. Chen can live more comfortably. For many trainees, this is their first home visitation.
I hope in the future I can continue to be a part of this service. I think this is quite a valuable experience.
Cherishing my own blessings from seeing others play and learning as I do, so I hope to visit him in the future.
Personally experiencing the work of the volunteers on the front lines, these Tzu Chi employees learn to empathize with others as they cultivate themselves. This room, less than 33 square meters, is filled with rubbish and foul odor of mildew. There is no light here, but it is the home of oral cancer patient Mr. Ling. Living alone, he can no longer care for himself after his recent surgery. Making another home visitation, seminar trainees join volunteers to tidy up Mr. Ling's home. Here, all are equal, regardless of their rank back in the office.
The filth inside this home appears to have been here for decades. How to clean this all up takes skills. Thankfully, our senior volunteers are here to guide us and teach us.
When filming our drama programs, there are often scenes of Tzu Chi volunteers helping care recipients. Now that I'm here in person, I think this will greatly help make our scripts appear more realistic.
Learning as they serve, at the end of the day, all trainees are eager to share their lessons with each other. They are still full of excitement from the home visitations.
In my work, I come into contact with our community volunteers regularly. If I can help make these people happy, then making home visits are truly meaningful.
I feel that I'm compelled to take action immediately because by just studying and training at home, I won't necessarily become enlightened. Only by taking actions will you have a chance for growth.
The 2-day seminar aims to help these Tzu Chi staff put the humanistic lessons they come into contact every day into practice, strengthening their resolve to walk the Tzu Chi path.
On the second day of the Unity Consensus Camp, staff at the Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center and Tzu Chi volunteers visited care recipients and helped clean up their living surroundings. Thanks to visits, staff members gained a better understanding of selfless giving.
Here in Keelung, Taiwan, this Tzu Chi care recipient's yard is overrun by weeds. So much so that a few days ago, he tripped and hurt himself and was sent to the hospital to receive treatment. Thus today, over 20 volunteers are here to help clean up the yard. This time, the event was joined by 2 staff members from DaAi TV, who are experiencing the cleanup from a different point of view.
The act of picking and cleaning up is not the same as watching it on TV.
流汗，其实那个体验是真的跟以往是不一样的。
Meanwhile, in Xindian, Taipei, 10 staff members from the Tzu Chi Humanitarian Center have joined Tzu Chi volunteers to paint the home of this grandmother. For many staff members, this was their first time to handle such a task. Although covered in sweat and tired, everyone felt blessed to be strong and healthy enough to give.
Usually when we see these elderly, we are usually just observing them through a lens. However, today, participating in the cleaning, we are giving of ourselves.
Another group visited care recipient Mr. Wang in Nangang and helped him install a nightlight, an anti-slip mat, as well as help the senior with a bit of cleaning.
A heart of sincerity is required, otherwise we might not be able to handle such tasks.
Compared to the Tzu Chi brothers and sisters, we are only doing a little, but I am glad to have been able to help. I was afraid I was going to hinder the cleaning process.
Care recipient Mr. Chen of Sanshan New Taipei City was extremely happy to have found a partner to chat with in Liu Bangzhi, who also suffered from health problems in the past.
Waiting until your health is gone to join Tzu Chi is sometimes too late.
Leaving their comfort zone to experience the life of a Tzu Chi volunteer has left a lasting impression in the hearts of these staff members.
In Taiwan's New Taipei City, for the past 10 years, Tzu Chi volunteers have been helping residents of Leushen Sanatorium and Hospital clean up their living surroundings twice a month. On the volunteers' most recent visit, they not only help the residents clean up their dormitory, but also the Buddha worshipping hall to better prepare them for the upcoming Buddha Day. Wiping each window with extra attentiveness. For the past years, Xinzhuang Tzu Chi volunteers have been helping those staying at the Leushen Sanatorium and Hospital clean up their living surroundings twice a month. As the Buddha Day is just around the corner, volunteers make it a point to clean up the reception room and dormitory.
We need to wipe the wooden floor with a wet cloth first, and then wipe it again with a dry cloth. If we don't use the dry cloth, the floor will be left with water stains.
When the sun finally came out after days of rain, 79-year-old Du Yinghua, who is a resident and the volunteers, seized the chance to put the meditation cushions under the sun. Meanwhile, inside the Buddha worshipping hall, volunteers take their time to clean up the spider webs on walls.
Now we rely on Tzu Chi volunteers to help us with the cleanup. Most of the people staying at the sanatorium are old. I am considered as one of the younger ones.
Normally, we will come here around Chinese New Year and prior to the Buddha Day to help them clean up the prayer hall.
Thanks to years of interaction, Tzu Chi volunteers and the residents of the Leushen Sanatorium and Hospital have developed a strong bond. In the years to come, volunteers promise to continue bringing love and warmth to these residents. In Taiwan's Banqiao, we meet 77-year-old Tzu Chi volunteer Wong Zhang Su Li, who recycles every day, rain or shine. Despite being illiterate, Wong Zhang insists on watching Master Zheng Yan's wisdom at dawn broadcast every day at the Tzu Chi Banqiao grounds.
Every morning, rain or shine, Wong Zhang Shuli joins her fellow volunteers in watching Master Zheng Yan's Wisdom at Dawn broadcast. Though she is unable to read and write, Grandma Wong Zhang takes every word of the Master to heart.
Master Zheng Yan dedicates her love and attention to teaching her disciples, so we need to work even harder to repay her for her efforts.
Wong Zhang Shuli is also a committed recycling volunteer. Over the decades, she has never idled for even a single day, and despite her age, carrying recyclables up and down her apartment remains a piece of cake.
She's even stronger than some of the younger volunteers. We call her Hercules Mom.
Already 77 years of age, Grandma Wong Zhang's spirit and dedication to Tzu Chi is widely celebrated among the volunteers.
You know, she gets up early to watch Master Zhen Yan's Wisdom at Dawn broadcast before she comes to the recycling station, and then chants the Lotus Sutra in the evening. She is just amazing.
In the early days, the recycling station was set up in a basement, making recycling an even harder task. However, Grandma Wong Zhang wasn't discouraged in the least.
She even dares to collect recyclables from the truck.
She used to gather recyclables on the truck. Now that Tzu Chi brothers are here to help, she has rejoined us in sorting recyclables.
Happy to see more people joining the recycling efforts, Grandma Wong Zhang holds on to another wish in her heart.
Every time when I drink a cup of Tzu Chi tea, I make a wish, hoping Master Zhen Yan enjoys good health and longevity.
In Taiwan's Tainan, students of local Tzu Chi clubs joined Tzu Chi volunteers on a visit to Ren'ai Senior Citizens Home, where the youngsters put on short skits to entertain the elderly, while several senior residents seized the chance to donate their faux bamboo coin banks to Tzu Chi.
Upon seeing Tzu Chi volunteers, residents of Tainan's Ren'ai Senior Citizens Home are all smiles. Each month, volunteers and Tzu Chis come regularly to pay them a visit.
All of our senior residents look forward to this monthly event.
After the volunteers invite grandpas and grandmas outside, Tzu Chis talk, sing karaoke and play games with them.
He has dimples, so cute.
Although unable to understand the seniors' Taiwanese, smiles on their face bring them together.
Seeing how our company cheers them on, we are happy as well.
Later, these collegiate youth volunteers join their senior counterparts in a short skit to encourage senior residents to adopt vegetarianism. In the process, the youngsters also learned a valuable lesson.
Through today's event, I have learned how to accompany and care for the elderly, and I will adopt these skills to care for those close to me and my family members.
When it comes time to say goodbye, several seniors donate their full bamboo coin banks to Tzu Chi. Although the visit was brief, these fond memories will last in their minds forever.
Next, we go to Thailand to meet bone marrow recipient Woody, who was diagnosed with severe thalassemia and once told by doctors that he wouldn't live to see his 15th birthday. Thankfully, with Tzu Chi's help, Woody was able to receive a bone marrow transplant and live a normal life. Now a healthy teenager, Woody has decided to tutor needy students every Friday as a way to reciprocate Tzu Chi's kindness. Giving his parents a foot bath for the first time is Woody, who was once told by doctors that he wouldn't live to see his 15th birthday. However, thanks to the help of Tzu Chi, he now lives a normal life. When Woody was 1 year old, he was diagnosed with severe thalassemia and needed a bone marrow transplant. In 2001, a match was found through Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center.
When I went to Taiwan's Hualien, I learned about Tzu Chi's 4 major missions. I was extremely touched and simply amazed.
Although the road to recovery for Woody was not smooth, over the years, his health has changed for the better. To express their thanks, Woody and his family always makes it a point to attend Tzu Chi's events. At Tzu Chi's volunteer training seminar held at the Chiang Mai Tzu Chi School, Woody's story was made into a skit. Woody's father also shares with trainees his experience in Taiwan.
The weather wasn't great when we went to Hualien to get the bone marrow, so we had to take the train. We didn't have places to sit, so the volunteers asked those on board to kindly give up their seats. At the end, many people happily gave up their seats for us.
Now a healthy teenager, every Friday, Woody would take time to tutor underprivileged children free of charge. In the years to come, Woody promises to continue the good work as a way to reciprocate the love he has received from Tzu Chi.
感恩志工上人，谢谢徐记，我爱你们。
To celebrate Tzu Chi's 48th anniversary, the Kaohsiung Jingsi Hall decided to help more people learn about the story of the 3 carts and the burning house so that they may be inspired to cultivate their spirituality. Here's more.
大白牛车月历行。
In celebration of Tzu Chi Foundation's 48th year, a white ox sculpture is displayed in front of the Kaohsiung Jinsi Hall.
我们48周年庆这个好。
In celebration of our 48th year, our main theme is the white ox cart.
公共空间的一个艺术品。
I thought it was just an art display, but after learning about the story behind it, I think the Buddha came up with quite a profound analogy.
一个譬喻啦。
你会重视被这个
The public will be drawn to the ox cart sculpture, and when they come, they will spend time to understand its tale.
佛经的长文。
The story of the ox cart comes from chapter 3 of the Lotus Sutra. As Master Zhen pointed out, to help people attain enlightenment, the Buddha used a goat cart, deer cart, and ox cart, which represented learning, realization, and the Bodhisattva way. When people have achieved the 3, they may then ride the great white ox cart to Buddhahood. The sculpture itself has quite a story as well. Originally left abandoned inside a school, the ox statue was yellow, while the cart had been chewed up by termites. Thankfully, volunteers restored both.
有一只脚断掉。
One of the ox's legs was broken, while the others had cracks in them, so I patched them all up with glass fiber. I had a big responsibility. I needed to restore the great white ox cart.
A once abandoned sculpture now has a greater purpose, to remind people to be mindful of their actions and pursue Buddhahood.
In Malaysia's Kuala Lumpur, we meet volunteers Chen Jinglian and Li Yiyao, who visit a local traditional market to recruit Tzu Chi members on a weekly basis. Despite suffering from breast cancer, Li spares no efforts in spreading Tzu Chi's messages in her community, hoping to recruit more people to join.
Every Thursday, Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Jinlian and Li Yiyao showed up at the traditional market of Sri Gombak community in Kuala Lumpur. One of the market store owners lends his store to Chen and Li, so they are able to recruit Tzu Chi members here on a weekly basis.
Communities must be harmonious, so we need to spread the ideas of love and kindness far and wide.
Sri Gombak is a community in which Malay, Indian, and Chinese all live together. However, the first 2 account for the majority of the residents, and thus they are Chen Jinlian's top priority for recruitment.
I'm happy lah. I give the money like this. I don't have a lot of money, but I can give a little bit.
Li Yiyao is Chen Jinlian's constant partner on the Tzu Chi path, despite suffering breast cancer and undergoing chemotherapy in 2010. In that 2012, Li was introduced to Tzu Chi by Chen Jinlian.
My life is like a ticking bomb. My disease could strike at any time. I am still fighting it. As the impermanence of life will strike soon, I need to seize all opportunities to do volunteer work. So I follow in Sister Chen's footsteps.
She comes voluntarily without my asking.
Sometimes I take Tzu Chi's uniform with me so that I could put it at Sister Chen's home or in my workplace. Time is precious. I have so many things that haven't done yet.
Since last July, thanks to the pairs and other volunteers' concerted efforts, 799 new Tzu Chi members have been recruited at the market alone.
In the United States, Southern California Tzu Chi volunteers organized a community health day at the Tzu Chi Medical Center in Alhambra for local residents who do not have medical insurance. To safeguard the health of volunteers working tirelessly to promote Tzu Chi's missions, free health checkups were also available for them this time around.
The Tzu Chi Medical Foundation organized a community health day at the medical center in Alhambra, California. Sharing a 2-decade-long working relationship with Tzu Chi, 8 volunteers from Sun Clinical Laboratories also came to lend a helping hand.
Being a volunteer and doing charity to help safeguard the health of those without insurance is great.
做的也蛮愉快的。
一半一定要蔬菜，然后1/4是米饭类，然后1/4是蛋白质。
As a balanced diet is key to maintaining or improving general health, volunteers arranged for a nutritionist to offer one-on-one consultation for all participants.
Elderly people are at a higher risk of developing diabetes. Being a nutritionist, I will do what I can to help them.
因为我本身是营养师，能够帮他们在饮食上能够控制的话，那我就能多帮一点就帮一点。
Apart from providing medical services to those without medical insurance, today the health and well-being of volunteers are also being taken care of.
Tzu Chi volunteers are usually the ones serving members of the public. Having our very own medical foundation taking care of the volunteers' health is fantastic.
业体呢，能够又来看到我们志工的身体状况，我觉得很不错呢。那他们多注意身体状况。
In addition to a healthy and balanced diet, exercising regularly is also key to maintaining good health. Next, volunteers plan to organize a health walk to improve residents' health and fitness.
In Canada, Surrey Tzu Chi Academy regularly organizes Chinese and Jingzi aphorism classes every Saturday for youngsters. On the day, an excessive number of volunteers often comes together to offer their aid. Thus, the school decided to organize a handicraft class for those who are not on duty. But first, we join the parents of Northern Toronto Tzu Chi Academy to learn about their children's studies and performance at school.
Here at Northern Toronto Tzu Chi Academy, students' parents are invited to the school to learn about their children's studies and class performance.
Parents are invariably interested in children's studies in schools. We want to know what they learned and their learning situation in class. From what you have shown us, we are very impressed. This is something we cannot find in other schools.
Seeing how their children have changed for the better after attending the Tzu Chi Academy, these parents come to realize Tzu Chi's humanistic values help build their children's moral character. Meanwhile, at Surrey Tzu Chi Academy of Greater Vancouver, up to 100 volunteers come every Saturday to help with children's Chinese and Jingzi aphorisms classes. As only a handful of volunteers are needed, the school decides to organize another class to let idle volunteers learn handicrafts. In the class, Tzu Chi volunteers teach participants how to make beaded crafts. The class gives all of them a chance to experience firsthand Tzu Chi's humanitarian spirit in the process.
We go back to Malaysia at the end of the show. For the past 7 years, Tzu Chi volunteers have been spreading the NGO's eco-friendly messages at the local packing company. Recently, the volunteers launched a vegetarian lunch per month campaign to encourage employees there to go meatless. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.